We deserved to get our ass beat. Those were the words of Green Bay Packers head coach Matt LaFleur after a 16-13 defeat at the hands of the Carolina Panthers. What's up, everybody? It's your main man, T-Squared, Tristain Thomas. Welcome to Quick Toss for Week 9 of the NFL season, Packers season. Again, a 16-13 loss at home against the now 5-4 Carolina Panthers. Packers dropped to 5-2-1. Incredibly frustrating. Incredibly frustrating loss. You hope there's some lessons in this, and it'll be real easy for me to sit here and get real spicy, get real hot takey, get real overreactionary. But something tells me we're going to have enough of that come Monday morning and all throughout the week, especially leading up into your Week 10 game at home, Monday Night Football, Philadelphia Eagles. But that's something we could talk about on Toss Tuesday morning, 6:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Let's get into the numbers of this 16-13 loss on a field goal as time expired. Jordan Love, 26-37, 273 yards, no passing touchdowns, no running touchdowns, but he had one of the more befuddling, head-scratching interceptions since the Browns loss, 13-10. He decides to try to make something happen down the field. Commentators were talking, oh, man, he likes to go and give his guys a chance. And he had completed a big ball to Christian Watson for 52 yards. Basically said, screw it. He's down there somewhere. I'm going to throw it up. The problem is you threw it into triple coverage. Now, again, he went 26 of 37. He was efficient. He was accurate. 273 yards. He played fine except that interception. That decision. As the trigger man, as the quarterback, QB1, you cannot afford to make decisions like that change the momentum of the game. And that's exactly what that interception did. A triple coverage pick. You got to be out of your rabbit ass mind. Josh Jacobs, 17 carries, 87 yards for a touchdown. He's got 10 touchdowns on the year. Another 4 catches for 13 yards. Romeo Doubs, 7 catches for 91 yards. He was his usual tough catching, consistent self. Mentioned Christian Watson had a long reception, the longest reception of the day for Green Bay, a 52-yard reception. His day overall, 2 catches, 58 yards. I mentioned on Squared Logic, which you can catch on YouTube. Look us up at Toss Nation Media. I mentioned how well this Panthers defense did in limiting the big plays. And really outside of that 52-yard reception for Christian Watson, there were no explosive plays. That 52-yard reception to Christian Watson came after Love could not connect with Matthew Golden, who left this game with a shoulder injury. Biggest injury of the day, Tucker Kraft. I cannot confirm it yet, but there is fear that he may have torn his ACL. That's the case. He's out for the season. Luke Musgrave came in his spot. And people forget they drafted Musgrave before they drafted Kraft. They drafted Musgrave to do the things that Kraft ended up doing. There were some calls earlier this week and trying to figure out his availability, but the Packers really wanted to hold on to him because they liked him. Now they're going to have to keep him if Kraft is going to be out for an extended period of time. Again, I cannot confirm, but the fear is he tore his ACL. Again, if that is the case, he's done for the season. Devastating blow to this offense, which really was punchless today anyway. But he came in, had a few catches, 3 catches, I believe, 34 yards. A couple of them kept the chains moving. So Luke Musgrave could come in and be a nice pass catcher. Can he be as dynamic as Tucker Kraft? Haven't seen that yet. He's been doing a good job blocking in his opportunities to catch the football. He's done a pretty good job. But now you know you're going to be tight end 1 for the foreseeable future. We're going to get a whole lot of Luke Musgrave. We're going to see what he can do. But this Panthers defense did a great job of limiting those big plays. They did a good job of what past defenses that made life tough for the Packers have done. Make them dink and dunk. Don't allow them to go over the top with those explosive plays. Keep everything in front of you. Bend but don't break. That's what this Panthers defense did. So you have to give them credit. You have to give them credit. For the Panthers offense, Bryce Young, 11 for 20, 102 yards, no touchdowns, an interception. Rico Dowdle, who was their offense, playing their keep-away game. 25 carries, 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. Teterola McMillan, 4 catches for 46 yards. Their passing game was punchless. The Packers defense did their job outside of stopping the run, which is something they came in top 10 in the NFL in being able to do. Actually, top 5. That's a big problem if you're not going to be able to stop this run. And defenses are going to say, okay, dink and dunk your way down the field. We're going to really pack in once you get to the red zone, and you're going to get nothing because now you're also struggling with your kicker. Brandon McManus missed another field goal. And again, it loomed large. Why not play Haversick and put McManus on the IR? Let him heal up for 4 weeks? I have no idea. But that was the decision that they've made. And now he's missed multiple field goals, or he's missed field goals in multiple games. Not quite having the solid season that he had last season. After signing him to a contract, everybody thought, okay, we've got stability in the kicking game now. Oh, not so fast. The field goals that McManus has missed have been huge. Can't even speak because I'm mad about this and I'm trying to stay calm. This is really a frustrating loss. Defensively, you're used to getting a lot more pressure. Weren't really able to do that. You have to give credit to the line for Carolina. But at the same time, the Packers did a lot of good things because they made Bryce Young very pedestrian. They made that entire passing game very pedestrian. Nothing to write home about. Again, Young, 11 to 20, 102 yards, no touchdowns, and interception. Micah Parsons wasn't the huge factor that he typically is, nor was Rashawn Gary. The only sack the Packers were able to get came on a strip sack by Xavier McKinney. The interception came from Xavier McKinney. So you talk about a guy who's earning every bit of his paycheck. Xavier McKinney did that. But they made this passing game very pedestrian. But they did not panic. They were able to move the chains with the passing game when they needed to and let Dowdle run all over them. And again, that's a big problem for this defense if you're going to allow teams to run the ball down your throat when that's one of your strengths. Stopping the run, keeping everything in front of you. They did everything right except stop the run. And it was the run that really salted the game away from you and allowed the Panthers to get into field goal position and win the ball game. You're talking a completely different ball game as Savion Williams, the rookie, does not fumble, headed to the red zone in the first quarter on their first drive. That really, really shifted the momentum. But ultimately, the Packers did themselves in. You give the ball away, you give the game away. You give the ball away, you give the game away. And the Packers had to learn that the hard way this Sunday afternoon. I guess the only silver lining in any of this is the fact that the 2 losses for the Green Bay Packers this season, because again, they're 5-2-1. Sky's not falling, despite what some people on social media will want you to believe. We don't need to blow this thing up. Jordan Love isn't just another guy. It was a rough game, just like the Panthers game was a rough game. Just like the Cowboys game was a rough game. You're going to have those throughout the course of a 17-game season. There's a reason why only one team went undefeated in the history of the NFL. It's incredibly hard to win games. So let's not overreact, but there is one silver lining. The 2 losses for the Green Bay Packers came by a combined 6 points on field goals made as time expired. So as putrid and as impotent and as punchless as the offense looked in those 2 losses, the defense still put up a fight. They still did their part. Again, at least in this game, they did their part except stop the run. They struggled in that area. And again, you have to give the Panthers line and Rico Dowdle some credit for that. They were physical. They were getting good push. Dowdle was patient, physical, made the most of every opportunity. You have to tip your cap to them. They did a hell of a job. But all in all, if you're telling me that your 2 losses on the season came by combined 6 points on field goals made as time expired, can you really be mad about that? You can be mad about how you got there, but can you really be mad about it? Can you really be overreactionary about it? Truthfully, you can't. Truthfully, you cannot. But I know some people are going to. This loss is especially concerning, seeing as how you have Philadelphia coming into your house next Monday, Monday Night Football. You could be looking at a losing streak. We'll talk more about that on Toss as well as Square Logic coming up this week from the good folks here at Toss Nation Media. In the meantime, it's your main man, T Squared, reminding you to keep it moving forward, always forward. Forward always. Until Toss on Tuesday, so long from Quick Toss.